Well, he bataka me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
What you talking about is Jaden Place. See me up to the time, a cartel. I represent for Jaden Chase. We spray them face on the AK rays. See me up to the time, the Gaza station.
Yeah, man, now move settings nation. And we no need no ladder. Now welcome to the channel. Yeah, man, Jaden Chase, and another one we're gonna bring another exciting reason for the topic of dancehall entertainment and of course current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through. But when you like the reason and of course when you like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then kick in the like button. Now let's get right into the reasoning. Now nation, it has been noticed and noted that where Vybz Kartel's case is concerned, the aim of local tabloids is not to bring across the news as it unfolded, but rather to demonize his image in the news. Well, nation, international news giant Fox has signed on to give this case the objective coverage to highlight the corruption on a global scale. They were quoted as saying this is an important case. Vybz Kartel is now being his rightful description in the media, king of the genre. And Vybz Kartel's case is now being looked at as the Mandela of music. I couldn't hear what I go on and continue reasoning. Look and listen.
I spoke to my my news director, who is one that basically introduced me to YouWiz and also to, to the wonders of dance hall and the culture, and really schooled me on the culture. Byron Harmon, from Fox 5, our vice president for news, executive vice president for news at Fox 5 in New York. And I said, listen, there's some significant developments here. And he said, go for it. He said, let's put this on. He goes, this is very important. And that's what we did.
It's like some of these media outlets did vex from Vybz Kartel exposed to Gleaner did a Prince start. And I bet enough people never know that Vybz Kartel that's in another song there. Yes, the star is a member of the RJR Gleaner Communications Group. Vybz Kartel continues to educate the masses, even when those few people interpret the information. And truth be told, when I hear Lisa Evers describe Vybz Kartel and his accomplishments and even the situation he faces currently, it was more respectable than how some dirty local tabloid try to paint the king of one of our most popular music genres as some kind of common criminal with no proof. And whenever there's good news, these local tabloids, for the better part, seem unwilling to report on those situations. Now, based on the statement of Lisa Evers, Brian Harmon in this situation is definitely one of the unsung heroes. And the man is not new to news. Harmon has been the vice president of news at NYW since April 2013. He also spent 4 years as the senior executive producer of programming for CNN International, where he oversaw global news operations for the network with major production centers in London, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, and the US. The man just start do it, and they know this is not the way you present the information to the masses. Sometimes it's almost like our local tabloids go out of them way to demonize Vybz Kartel. Look what they go on with that baptism something there, and the church people and the world, and that was a news published to the public. Now Harmon has also been awarded for his contributions to news and programming. He has won 5 News Emmy Awards and a Royal Television Society Award. This brother is the author of 5 published novels. He is a writer like Vybz Kartel, a creative. He also write and produce a play and an independent film. Going forward, nation, the case will be getting its rightful representation in global media. Because know this, it is never the attorney's job to go to the media and tell them anything. Lisa contacted Isaac Buchanan and she said the same was done with the previous attorneys, because that is the job of a reporter. To go seek the story. Now all the while the story go fall to you. But whether it is that the editors for local tabloids, the leaders of these media groups, because what most people don't know is that the media locally is almost controlled by one entity, RJR. And they have been doing this from a one TV station there on the island. Said them said a story and now go out there. At one point in time, that story they would not move. In this day and age though, with the advent of technology and the fact that Vybz Kartel's case, yes, is of the utmost importance because constitutional rights were violated. Human rights as well. Rights to privacy. Too much violations took place in this one case against 4 citizens. And it's like them no want nobody to talk about it. And that you no feel. And the teacher said voice of the voiceless. You no can't tell what to talk about. We will showcase the situation for what it is. And that is what Fox has done. Before they even told the public, and some up on live news, who the individual was, they listed his accomplishments, listed all that he has done in the music industry, then told you the situation at hand, and them do it without bias. It is now obvious that corrupt evidence was used, evidence that was tampered with, and they said it on live television because that is how it go. These executives, these reporters, they never go school or high school with some man in parliament and some man in the justice system. A friend now call them and tell them, so can I story that? Now put no more of the system money in your pocket and you know it go now. First world reporters just responsible the news. All them own government them report pan, you feel like them joke. And yes, we know it go. Even know what they do. You have suppression of certain stories. You know what I mean? That's why them always talk about freedom of the press. That's why these people always try to echo that statement, because they know why them need to remind the public say freedom of press. But always remember, nation, even from the trial stage, Vybz Kartel was not only being tried in open court, but a one-sided case for Vybz Kartel was also playing out in local media, where only major tabloids were putting out the stories, and their highlighted stories was always something negative about Vybz Kartel, claiming that they had video footage and they had this and they had that and they had raid, and why them have to use tampered with evidence if they may have all of that. If you have the video, you don't need nothing more. As a matter of fact, you claim say at the beginning of the whole thing, you had the witness statement of a man who see the whole thing take place, and him tell the same see it happen, cross the road, and when you went there was nothing there to see. Lying did I tell? Why did I for lie? You ever wonder? You ever ask? He was facing his own case as well. Food for thought. Why was not? That's something that media reporters felt like they should have investigated and presented to the public. No, because that was not the aim. The aim was to demonize Vybz Kartel, discredit him, make him appear guilty. So that when them do them circus court business, and no, and a mistake make for circuit court, circus court. When them go on with them business and hand out them sentence and ray, then people that say, but based on what them seen at the media, but that was at that point in time one-sided. And as I'm telling you, local media is almost one conglomerate. It wouldn't surprise me if you know say RJR Group have more shares in a CVM than any other entity. I remember RJR them responsible for TVJ. So that just show you what we are doing when we say coverage of news. Talk to me in the comment section. I mean, the fact that an international news group has said that this case is a matter of major importance. And think about it, just to the nature of the case, the violations that took place in the case, and the fact that since court documents have now become public knowledge, it is now public knowledge that these things took place under our full view. And truth be told, a case of this magnitude deserves worldwide coverage. Local tabloids alone couldn't handle it. See, I think we needed more of this type of coverage of the case, even during the trial. So that's even while local tabloids would not point out that corruption is taking place live before the eyes of the people, international sources would have done so. So people could have said, but what really are going on? And then, local media would have had to elaborate upon the stories that are now being told by the prosecutors. I mean, I call them stories because they were fictional. Imagine the judge admitted that the evidence was compromised, and that was not headline news. A story like that should have been headline news. Vice one called Jaden Chase, the dancehall correspondent, God's representative, and Simon Mind. They know if you're new to the channel, the movement, just a pass through. But they like the reason, and of course, they like the point of view. I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content. Just not as soon as they are uploaded and made available for you. So until the reason again, live, love, and prosper. You know the settings, the up move settings, fam. And now we don't need no ladder.